Okay, so I'm kicking back in the lab again and I'm thinking, about the iPhone 5 and just where I am in the process. So jump online, put the music down, stop goofing off, jump online and I try to see where I am in the process. I put the order in, I paid up front, everything's good, and no movement. I'm still in processing, which means I'm no farther along than when I first put the order in. Okay, so uh, what are you going to do? I keep thinking about the whole thing, and uh, Apple's real innovative, and I'm an enthusiast, and the whole thing. So I stick with it. Just wait until mine gets here. And I look, man, it's going to be 3 or 4 weeks. Wow, that's just how is it I pay for something up front and I got to wait 3 or 4 weeks? Okay, so I called I called a couple of the stores around to see if they have it in. Nah, they don't. Man, now I'm thinking, wow, seems like that guy recognized my voice because I called a couple times before, and seemed like he was a little frustrated with me. But he gives me a tip that you can go in after 10 o'clock, and if anything's in a store, they put your name down, you get dibs on it. You go down the next day and you pick it up. Okay, so how is that? I don't understand it. I'm in up front and I'm getting treated like second class. All right, so I'm second class. I'm not getting anything. I'm not moving forward. Some guy calls in at 10. He gets dibs on what should be coming to me. All right, at least I'm thinking that anyway. Of course, so all right. So is it something about the lines? Is the lines like a big contributing factor that they just want these lines? Okay, so at this point now I'm thinking about an 80-20 Pareto. But for Apple it's bad because it must be 20-20-80. Maybe that's the numbers that they like, 20-80 instead of 80-20. So I think that 20% of the people get what they want, but they waited in line. And now 80% of the people, they're not getting anything. If they paid or if they didn't pay, if they chose to get in line or if they got in line, or just 80% of the people are out in the cold. Something's wrong with that. Okay, now I've done my time in the lines. I've been in the lines. I go back the next day. I go back the next day. Finally, I get it. I walk out. Everybody else, and that's good. Okay, but then after a while, you get sick of that. You don't want to do that. So now I'm still thinking. I think about the Samsung commercial that after you do this 5 times, you should get priority. Man, no priority for me. I've done it way more than 5 times. I got enough Apple stuff around here to make an Apple museum. Okay. Must be something about the lines, but I can't figure it out. It's got to be something in these lines. What can it be? Okay, so I'm tired of thinking about that. So now I'm back to the reality that everything's paid in full, and Apple's sending stuff to the stores on the assumption that people are going to wait in the lines and they're going to spend the money and get what they've shipped to the stores. But that's just an assumption because if nobody goes and stands in the line, then they're not making any revenue. But for the folks that put the revenue up front just on GP, so to say, they're still waiting. How is that? Why aren't the people who paid up front getting their stuff up front and not having to wait in lines because they didn't choose to wait in the lines, while the other people who chose to wait in line are getting their stuff first? Man, there's that 20-80 Pareto. Apple must operate on a 20-80 Pareto instead of 80-20. Normally it's 80%, is good, and then 20% is the problem. Okay, so am I second class citizen or am I third class? Because nothing's being shipped to me, but it's being shipped to the stores, and then people are standing in lines and getting stuff that I want to get because I don't want to stand in line. All right, so it goes around and around and around, and the more you think about it, the worse it gets. So that's the quandary I'm in. Is anybody else in the same quandary, or is it just me feeling sour grapes? Give me your take on it. Let me know where you stand. Okay, so I'm kicking back in the lab again and I'm thinking, about the iPhone 5 and just where I am in the process. So jump online, put the music down, stop goofing off, jump online and I try to see where I am in the process. I put the order in, I paid up front, everything's good, and no movement. I'm still in processing, which means I'm no farther along than